Hi, I'm Robyn Birkin, an ex-corporate marketer turned online business owner. I took everything I knew and created a six-figure life coaching business in the margins between nap times and a 9-to-5, and I'm here to share with you how you can do the same. Tune in as I share the raw and unfiltered truths, big lessons, and practical tips to help you build and grow a sustainable bread-winning business online that is both peaceful and profitable. Here, we dive deep into all things online courses, funnels, audience growth, and so much more. If that sounds like the things you want to learn, then welcome to Signature Online Course Secrets. Let's go. Hi, and welcome to Signature Online Course Secrets. This is the podcast where I'm going to take you behind the scenes and share with you everything that is included in the Peace and Profit Mastermind. If you think that you would like to join the podcast or you'd like more information about the podcast, jot your details down to join the waitlist. It doesn't oblige you to join. It just means that you'll receive the best possible rate, and it means that you will have early bird access to apply. I also highly encourage you to make yourself known. If you're reading through or listening to today's episode and think to yourself like, I actually think this is the next right step for me, then I really highly encourage you to make yourself known to me on Instagram so that I can have you in my mind that this is something that you're strongly considering. So even if you're on the fence, even if you have questions, even if you're not sure if it's right for you, still jump on the wait list because more information will come to hand. And if you're on the wait list, then you'll receive early bird access and our best possible rate. Like I say, if you think that you're seriously considering it, also make yourself known to me on Instagram. But then what will happen is once we release further information and open up applications, we take applications. So even at the point that you apply, you're still not obliged to join Peace and Profit, and it still doesn't come with a guarantee that you'll be accepted. And one of the reasons for that is we want to make sure that you are in the right time to be able to scale your business and grow your business, and that we're going to be able to support you in the best possible way. So you'll submit through an application. Let us know a little bit more about your business if you do think once the information comes to hand that you'd like to join, and then we will go from there. We can set up a call or we can kind of chat in our own time zones back and forth on Instagram, whichever suits you, about whether or not it's right for you. And then if it's a good fit all around, we'll send you an invitation to join. You can confirm your place. We have 6 places available. So we're nearing capacity for the Peace and Profit Mastermind already. Part of that is because we have a lot of people who re-sign with us, and we've had some other intakes through the year, but we only have 6 places available, and we have more than 40 people presently on the waitlist for Peace and Profit. So whether or not we make it to public launch is a mystery to me. We may sell out purely from the waitlist. What is Peace and Profit though? So Peace and Profit is a really intimate 6-month program with me. It is my deepest level of support outside of my pure one-to-one consulting offer. And my one-to-one consulting pretty much is sold out and for much higher level entrepreneurs and service providers. If you're like, actually, the one-to-one is for me, you can reach out on Instagram and chat to me. But because I run a very time-leveraged business and I only work about 16 hours per week, that I don't have a lot of availability for, but there is the opportunity within Peace and Profit to upgrade to include one-to-one calls as well. So I always recommend as a first port of call that if you are looking for a premium level of support and feedback from me, that you consider the mastermind first. So it's 6 months of support with me, and it's all based around helping you create what I call the Sweet 6 business. So if you have a signature program or you want to really amplify the results of your signature online program and start to get really savvy in the way that you put together your offer suite, your ascension ladder, the way that you are launching your program, the way that you're showing up in the world and growing your audience, and you want to get to that sweet spot of between $1,000 and $500,000 in annual revenue, then this is quite likely the container that will deeply support you in getting there. And so that is my specialty. So I am a strategist at heart rather than a coach, although I am certified as a life coach. And I think there's a big distinction between coaches and strategists. So a strategist is there to really help give you the deep game plan. And you may have invested before in, like, here's a course on how to create an online course, and, here's a course on how to grow your Instagram. But knowing how all of those pieces come together and support and amplify one another is game changing. And something like the Peace and Profit Mastermind is exactly where you get that full picture support. How do each of your offers play with one another? What is the percentage of revenue you should be receiving from this product as opposed to your continuity offer? If you have a continuity offer, how does it work with upsells? How would you launch your offer? How do you double the launches that you're currently having? And that's exactly what we help you do within Peace and Profit, and all around the concept of working part-time hours rather than working like 60 to 80 hours per week to hustle. And we do that by leveraging what I call Peace and Profit levers, really low lift strategies that are going to amplify your growth, your authority, your launches, and your revenue. The sweet six revenue spot that I call in business, $100,000 to $500,000 in revenue. So it's not really about like scaling to the moon, having big payroll responsibility, hiring integrators and concierges and all of these random people in your business and working 11 billion hours per week. It's about creating a business that creates meaningful household financial contributions, right? Better than corporate wages, but all of the part-time flexibility that allows you to hold space with your family, show up for life, and not have to ask anyone for permission when your kids have a sick day or they've got an assembly or they've got a school concert or anything like that. And having a light mental load, a business that doesn't feel really like anything is an emergency, anything is make or break, a low mental load, a really regulated business, right? And so you might be someone who has got to like 4 or 5 figures in business. Maybe you've got there primarily through one-to-one coaching or consulting. You could be a naturopath. You could be a graphic designer. You could be a life coach. You could be a fitness health coach. And you feel like you've been putting in the effort and you've had a little bit of traction. You've shown grit. You've thrown spaghetti at the wall and you've put offers out there. You've had great results for your clients. Maybe you've taken coaching, you've taken courses and worked with coaches before, but really feeling ready to step into that next level of $100,000 to $500,000 in revenue and are ready for that next chapter. And if that's you, then this is what we want to do. And we do that by really getting strategic with our offer suite and doubling down on your signature strategy, your launches, and your funnels with Peace and Profit levers. You get to choose your own adventure. Do we amplify your leads? Do we take your existing funnels and optimize them to increase customer lifetime value? Do we amplify your launches and promotions? Do we start looking at your organic reach strategy and how to increase that? Do we start looking at your monthly revenue and recurring revenue and look at how maybe we can increase that? Or do we look at a life first strategy and what needs to change in your business in order to make that happen? And so there's 3 main, pillars to what we focus on within Peace and Profit. So number 1 is growth. If people don't know you exist, they can't work with you. And if you've had a little bit of success, but you're ready to get more, and this might be even, you might have had some traction on social media or your podcast, or you might have had the majority of your business come from word of mouth referrals. And even, I work with a lot of people who have like Google my business. Someone will Google Melbourne naturopath and they get clients that way. But you're like, okay, well, I've tapped out that source of business from there, but also I really want to increase the online arm of my business that's online course based, whereas the people who are coming from referrals and Google traffic are all looking for my one-to-one consulting. So what we want to do is really create an audience growth formula that's going to deliver reach and high quality leads for you in your business. And yes, that does mean you will need to show up consistently, but how do we make it less circus monkey and more strategic and help it convert better? The next thing is conversion, right? So we need an offer system that uses a hero signature program. And that signature hero program is going to elevate your authority. And how do we make that really convert well with sophisticated launching and what we call peace and profit levers? We want both more leads. We want to make sure that we're achieving a reasonable amount of revenue from that program. So I don't specialize in $27 offers. A signature program is something that's typically $400 and above. And how do we have better launches that provide a predictable amount of revenue and security and safety in knowing exactly what numbers we need to reach in order to hit those goals? And then mindset. So much of what we do is based on mindset. How do you become your most unstoppable and unflappable self? How do you stay even keel through launches? How do you continue to show up with energy through your launches? How do you not get derailed when the tech messes with you during a launch? And to have that support and that steadiness that's going to keep giving you the momentum and the perspective that's going to help you thrive and not self-sabotage, right? And that's what we do in Peace and Profit. There's one question I've been asked more than anything else, and it's this. Robyn, how do you get so much done in such a short period of time? Because I've never had the luxury of being able to work in my business and hustle those 40 to 60 hour weeks. It's all been between nap times, a 9 to 5, or the school run. And from my second year in business and ever since, we've had 6-figure plus years. So this is it. I've put together for you my entire weekly work schedule, my to-do list, and everything I do in my business to help give you the tips, insights, and strategies to help you thrive as a business owner in part-time hours. It's called 16-Hour CEO, and it's a value-packed PDF that takes you behind the scenes in my business. Want a copy? It is totally free, and it's at launcheasylife.com/CEO. That's launcheasylife.com/CEO. All right, let's dive back into the episode. So it's a 6-month container, and I can say hand on heart that it's unlike any other coaching or courses that you've been part of before. I have worked so tirelessly over the last 12 months to create a really sophisticated space that provides you with the maximum level of support, but without making you attend 12 calls per week, because we are all busy. If you are also creating your business in part-time hours, you likely don't have the time to sit on 5 calls per week and listen through what everyone else is working through. That is super important. And we have hot seat calls. We have plenty of opportunities for you to jump in live, to connect with us in, like Zoom through our business. But we really have maximized giving you results and the ability to have almost like on-demand and asynchronous coaching with us at a very deep and sophisticated level without having to spend hours on calls. And that is what I am so deeply proud of. It is not really, a hands-off container for me. I am so hands-on, and I am with you every single day, checking in, seeing how you're going, answering your questions and helping you through whatever it is, whether you need coaching support, whether you're having a hard client and need to know, like, what should I do about this client? Whether you're like, oh my God, there's something not right with my Facebook ads, or you're like, oh my God, my cost per lead is way too high. What do I do now? Or help me with content this week. My brain's not working and I need someone to give me like 12 hooks for my launch content. Whatever it is, it's like this on-demand support. And when people join Peace and Profit, they're like, oh my gosh, number one, this is an elevated and really high quality experience. But number two, it's relief, because you don't have to have your brain working all the time. You can simply plug in, and I hate using words like that, but it's true. You can plug in to the mastermind and get just this on-demand support. You don't have to even wait for calls to be able to get support when you need it for your business. And we do that in a couple of ways. So we have a really strategically designed call calendar. So week 1 is kind of the engine room week of the business. So 2 things happen in this week. Number 1 is there is a live call. It's completely optional to attend live. We also create a replay where I'll share behind the scenes of my business, but also some of the trends and the things that I'm seeing from behind the scenes of what is going on in the business world, what's working, what's not working. And that's a live session. So you can jump on that session, we can riff, you can ask feedback, you can get more information on behind the scenes in my business. But also, what we do is we release a Peace and Profit magazine. And there's been times when I've been like, oh, do people even read this? But people consistently come back and they're like, oh my God, this is like a breath of fresh air. So we do things like, here's some quick wins that you can have in your business. So you can once a week spend 10 minutes doing some things that just consistently seem to get pushed back on the to-do list. We have content ideas. So you can just look at this and be like, oh, cool. If I post a couple of times a week, this is just what I need to post. And that's great. But we also share in-depth articles on coaching, on managing life, on having a thriving business through school vacation, on what's working now through Facebook ads, all of those kind of things. So it's generally works out at between 24 and 30 pages. And it's just a really nice coffee read that you can sit down at one point in the month and say, cool, I'm going to go through this and learn more in your own time. And it's usually a reflection of a couple of things: what's happening in the industry, what's working for me in my business, and things that we've discussed on coaching calls that I feel are really worthy to expand on, because some of our cohorts are broken up into different cohorts, what I want everybody to know, right? Or what I'm seeing come up again and again and again, right? So then in week 2, we have a training session. Now, once per quarter, this is a do it together session where we go through and you will literally write your 90-day strategy together with us on the call. And to me, that is always like, oh, what a breath of fresh air, because you don't have to sit and put it off and put it off and put it off, but you still walk away every quarter with a 90-day plan. We're going to say, this is what I want to achieve. This is exactly how it's going to get done and how I'm going to reach my goals and stay accountable. And you can then submit that to me for my personal feedback. I go through that page by page and give you feedback. Here's what I also suggest. I think you're going to need to consider this. I love this. All of that feedback, I will go through and sit and help you refine that to make sure that that's also achieving your goals. So imagine in your business having not only an annual strategy, because we also do work together on an annual strategy, but having a quarterly strategy. Have you ever had that on any of the coaching or courses or containers that you've been part of before? And then at other months, we'll do a monthly training. So that could be on growing your email machine, selling through Instagram stories, what's working now in Facebook ads, what's working now in the launching and sales, all different topics based on what we're seeing in coaching calls and what everybody is really asking for. On week 3 is our hot seat calls, and that is broken into currently 2 cohorts, but we intend in September to break that into 3 cohorts. So that gives you time wherever you are across the globe to join us live for a hot seat call at a time that is not going to be 2 a.m. for you, right? So that if you're in the UK, we have a time that works. If you're in the US, we'll have a time that is doable for you. And this, if out of every single call, if there was just one call that you attended, I would attend the hot seat call, followed by I would attend the 90-day strategy call. So then what we have is a Slack channel. It's really hard for me to describe the Slack channel to you without you being a part of the Slack channel. It is a true game changer, and it is the most elevated experience. We have different channels. We have an accountability channel, a celebrations channel, a tech support channel. So if you're like, oh my God, I can't get my Facebook ads to work, help me. If you're like, oh my God, something's gone wonky with my landing pages, I can't get ManyChat to work, whatever it is, we can support you through that. But the most used channel is our coaching channel. You can plug in every single day to the coaching channel and receive my support. And I can voice note that back to you. You can voice note, you can record a video to show me what's going on, and I can get back to you on that. It's literally a game changer. Imagine having me in your pocket every day, but also being able to peek behind the scenes at what your fellow business owners are working on. Imagine being able to celebrate and have people cheering you on. Imagine being able to stay accountable and have someone circling back to you every week and be like, well, how did you go with that? What are you struggling with that? It's literally a game changer. And then what we have, which I don't think many of you will have experienced before, is audits. You can submit things for me to audit. So once a fortnight or bi-weekly, we will open up like submissions to, you can put things through for me to audit, from your Instagram strategy to your sales page to your launch emails, whatever it is. You can submit that and get my personal feedback. And just imagine if you had a copywriter go through your sales page, what you would pay for that. Now imagine if you had an expert going through that every second week, and how that would improve your growth and your conversions and what that would be worth to you. This is me going deep with you in your business with meaningful and personalized feedback every step of the way to help you create your business. And I'm almost at the point of saying to you, don't join another container unless it has that ability to have that coaching and that personalized feedback. If you are joining some kind of high ticket container, make sure it has that level of service and support. So if all you're getting is like hot seat calls, that still might not be enough to really help you increase conversions and reverse engineer your business in order to be able to create the results that you want. You need that full service strategy and support sometimes in order to scale your business to where you want, right? So those are the calls, and that is what we have, but we also have a few other things. So within the course portal, which you receive access to when you're part of the mastermind, you receive a number of online courses. The majority of these are not typically available for public purchase. So we have full courses. So these aren't just single workshops, they're full courses on Pinterest marketing, Facebook ads, Instagram, how to create a podcast and long form content that is SEO based. We have other just single workshops. We have templates. We have hours of specific content and strategies that you can use on demand as you need it. And they're not typically available for purchase anywhere else. We also have the connections and the community and the wisdom that you receive, not just from my behind the scenes and my expertise, but discovering answers to questions that you never even knew you had, right? If you are in the room with 6 other women asking their questions, you get 6 times the value on the calls and through the community. So the level of support is really unparalleled. So the cohort begins on the 1st of September and runs for 6 weeks. We run through Christmas, and we're still there to support you through those breaks. If it's for you, you have to be someone who is coachable and willing to really go all in on your business, and you will be already established. And by already established, I mean you will already have a program or some programs in your business. You'll have already made some revenue in your business. You have the website, you have no problems in showing up, and you are mostly consistent, or you will be consistent in your business. And if you have any other questions, we are going to do a Q&A episode, but you can have a look when the applications become available at a number of other questions. It's a very intimate container. This is not a container where we have like 100 people in or hundreds of people. We have 16 places for the mastermind, and this is why we only have 6 available. So if you think that it might be something that you are interested in, if you are so ready to rise to the next level in your business and do better at launching, to have someone else in your pocket giving you that bespoke and in-depth feedback, then highly, highly recommend that you jump on the waitlist for Peace and Profit. That will give you first access to apply for one of those 6 places, and it will also give you the best possible rate. So look below at the show notes, jump on the waitlist, and I would so deeply love to invite you to consider Peace and Profit. That's all from me now. Can't wait to speak to you soon. Bye for now. Another episode on the books. If you'd like to continue the conversation and get more super savable tips, come and find me on Instagram at Robyn Birkin. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed, and I can't wait to see you next week.